Hey, so I hear you have a game idea for me? Yes, sir, and I think you're gonna love it. Good, because this is gonna be our flagship title for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So this main character is gonna be our mascot going forward. Yeah, and this game really has to do well because the video game crashed back in '83. I mean, we need this to really turn everything around. Yeah, well, I was thinking about an action platformer game where there's a princess who's captured by a fire-breathing reptile. Okay, I like where this is going. Will he be some kind of like a warrior, some kind of like valiant knight? This is gonna be huge with this Dungeons and Dragons thing that's going on right now. He's a plumber. What? Yeah, he's a plumber named Jumpman, because he jumps. And is a man. Why is he a plumber? Because the Mushroom Kingdom is full of giant green pipes that he sometimes goes down. He goes into the sewer? For what? Coins. Yeah, he gets coins to rack up his score. But this isn't like a public arcade machine. Why would people care about getting a high score? People are so used to getting points and high scores. We're gonna keep that going for like a while. Oh, okay. Wait, did you say his name was Jumpman? Yeah, Jumpman. Because he jumps on the turtles. Jumps on the turtles. Yeah, they're the main monsters of the game. So when you said the princess was captured by a fire-breathing reptile, you meant turtles. And walking mushrooms and fish. So we're playing as a plumber named Jumpman who's stomping on turtles and walking mushrooms and trying to save a princess from another turtle? Yeah, so Jumpman also has a lot of power-ups. Like when he eats a mushroom, he can grow really, really big. And he can break blocks with his head. Why would he smash bricks with his head? And why would a mush to get the coins hidden inside? Why are there coins instead of bricks? Because they were once citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom, but now they've been turned into bricks because of the evil Bowser. So by smashing these bricks, aren't we killing the... And when you get a flower, you get to spit fireballs. You get to... Wait, what? Yeah, so basically you can burn through enemies when you get that power up. However, if you get a star, you become invincible, in which case you can just run through anything. Oh my god, that sounds devastating. Yeah, but it has a fun little song that goes along with it. Oh, I love fun little songs. Yeah, the game's gonna be full of them. Like when you go to the second level, you actually go underground and it's all like bada bada bada. Isn't that kind of like Jaws? Like bada bada bada. No, faster, like bada bada bada. Yeah, I don't know. Can we maybe add something to it? I don't want to get in trouble with Universal again. Okay, so what if after the bada bada bada, we add like a yes. So like for the first 3 levels, you're gonna be going through, jumping on turtles, mushroom monsters, bouncing off of bullets with faces on them. Sure. Dodging spiky turtles that are being thrown at you from another turtle who's like flying around in a cloud. Sure. Swimming past fish and squid and all sorts of stuff underwater. Yeah, why not? Then you get to the castle. Okay, here we go. And you'll run through, dodging bars made of fire and jumping over fireballs that come out of pits of magma, lava, and fireballs that are being shot at you from Bowser. That's the name of the fire-breathing turtle. Reptile you were talking about. Okay, so now you're at the final showdown. So what are you gonna do, like just jump on them or? Oh god, no, that would kill you. But you've already established that you jump on turtles. You're Jumpman. You jump on turtles. Well, Bowser's a reptile with spikes, so what do? You gotta touch an axe on the ground behind him and pick it up and fight him with it. Okay, I see where you're going. No, it makes the bridge that's underneath him like fall apart, so he falls into the lava below. So how do you get behind Bowser? Well, you can either jump over him or wait till he jumps and walk under him. Okay, that seems kind of easy. I mean, you're already running, so you just jump over him and touch the axe? I mean, that doesn't seem like much of a challenge. Yeah, it wouldn't seem like such a challenge. Until he throws a hammer at you. Because of course the fire-breathing turtle throws hammers. Yeah, he does, so you gotta be careful or he'll hit you. So what happens if you get hit? I mean, what, do you lose a life? Do you go back to the beginning of the castle? You go back to being small, unless you're already small, and then you lose a life. So the goal is to get behind Bowser, and if you're big, if you touch him or get hit by him, you just get small. Yeah, exactly. So you can just keep running, get hit, And then what? Touch the magical bridge-destroying axe behind him? Well, I mean... And then what happens when he falls in the lava? Like, you just save the princess? It seems kind of short. What, just 4 levels? Well, 4 levels in World 1. Out of how many? 8. So the princess gets captured again? And by who? Well, no. After you beat Bowser, you go into the next room, and there's going to be a toad in there who's going to say, hey, the princess is in another castle. A frog was captured by the turtle, and the frog tells you that the princess is in another castle? No, he's like a small man with a little genie outfit, and he has like a mushroom for a head or a hat or whatever. Okay, well, besides that, we just killed the big bad, right? So, like, now the princess is presumably unguarded. Why doesn't she just leave whatever castle she's in? Oh, that wasn't Bowser. That was just a bad guy in disguise. What would indicate that? Well, if you kill him with fireballs, he'll turn back into the original bad guy. Fine. So this seems pretty straightforward. How are you going to make the castles different? Oh, we're going to have like 3 or 4 different layouts, but in the later worlds, we'll make it to where you have to go like a certain path or it'll just keep looping forever. Yeah, it seems kind of lazy. We will save a lot of money on programming. Oh, I like that. But hey, I mean, like, how are players going to know if they're taking the right path or how any of this works? I don't know, we'll add like a ding or something. I don't think that will explain... And if they go the wrong way, it'll just make like a buzz sound, like bah. Well, fine, whatever. So, what do you think, sir? I like the idea, but I'm not in love with the name Jumpman. I'm thinking something more Italian. How about Mario? Yeah, that'll work. And his brother will be Luigi. His brother? Yeah, for when 2 people want to play. He'll look exactly the same. We'll just make him green instead of red to cut down on programming cost. I mean, you know, people will probably forget about him pretty quick. Already have. Have what? Forgot about him. Who? Forgot about who? Exactly. Okay, so what are we going to call this game? Well, I was going to call it Jumpman's Day in Brick World, but I guess with the name change, we could call it the Super Mario Brothers? But isn't Mario the main character's name? How does Mario Brothers make sense? Well, you know, because it has Red Mario and it has Green Mario, the Mario Brothers. Look, okay, this obviously just sounds like you took a bunch of words out of a hat and taped them together. I mean, I don't even know if this is going to be a mascot that'll stick. Hey, so you have a game idea? Yes, sir, and I think you're going to love it. This new game is actually going to use a brand new chip internal to the cartridge called the Super FX chip. Super FX chip? What does that do? That sounds kind of expensive. It is, sir, and it's going to be in a brand new game for our Super Nintendo that we are calling Star Fox. Oh, a Super Nintendo Fox game using a Super FX chip. Is that on purpose? Yeah. Yeah, sure. So what are you doing, Super Fox? You, chase hens? You, befriend a hound? Fly a spaceship. Fly a spaceship. Yeah, Fox McCloud of the Clan McCloud. He flies a spaceship fighting all kinds of alien ships and tanks that are all under the command of this evil ape named Andross, who had James McCloud, Fox's dad, killed by his squad mate and so-called friend, Pigma Dengar. Not to get off subject, but in a game with Androsses and a guy named Pigma Dengar, James McCloud of the Clan McCloud. And Fox is out there trying to get vengeance, but also save the entire universe. And for this, we need to buy a whole special Super Fox chip for every game? Like, that seems really expensive. Why would we do this? Because this space game uses the most high-tech, futuristic 3D graphics you have ever conceived. I mean, it can't be all that. Here, just let me show you. Holy f***. Oh, yeah. That's actual gameplay? Yeah. That wasn't you filming a real spaceship. That doesn't even make sense, sir. No. That is the most realistic thing I have ever seen. And graphics will never get better than that. How could it? Exactly. And hey, check out the takeoff sequence. Are those real voices? Oh yeah. And I can even almost make out what they're saying. You know it, sir. No. This could backfire. No, the courts, they'll say it's too real, too engaging. The mothers, they'll think we're trying to convert their children. To what? Anthropomorphic fox jet pilots? Exactly. No, with great power comes great responsibility, and I just don't know if we can open Pandora's box so easily. I'm sure parents will buy the proper games based on the age rating for their children. I mean, there's no way they're gonna blame video games for their bad parenting. Yeah, you're right. I mean, who in the world would blame the media rather than blame their own regulation over their own children? Anyway, Fox actually has a whole crew of other animals that he works with. Oh, like a whole pack of fox friends? Yeah. Except no, they're all actually different animals. Like what? Well, there's a rabbit named Peppy who actually teaches you how to fly. Oh, how does he do that? Oh, by telling you to do the same thing over and over again. And even if you're actually doing it basically correct, it'll never be good enough. Well, I mean, that sounds... And a frog named Slippy who's just always getting shot at. Well, he doesn't sound like a good pilot. And there's a real cool falcon named Falco. That's a lazy name. What's his deal? Well, generally, he's just kind of a dick. Huh. Yeah, he's always just like calling you out, saying that he's better than you at everything. Well, that's not very good for team cohesion. Yeah, and if he's getting shot at, he'll be like, hey, there's an enemy on my 6. And if you save him, he'll be like, psh, thanks for the help. I didn't need it. But he just asked for help. Yeah, but he didn't need the help. Well, obviously he did. I mean, what happens if you don't help him? Well, he'd get shot down and die. And there's a dog general with a fun jacket. Wasn't that something? So the game actually has you flying through different planets, taking different pathways and secret pathways through asteroid belts and all sorts of stuff. And all of these different pathways affect what bosses you face. Ooh, what are the bosses like? They could be like spaceships or jet tanks or maybe even like a giant walking spider. I mean, Andros has some crazy stuff at his command. Oh man, with your ship being so small, how are you supposed to fight these things? Oh, you just wait for the bright flashing part and then you just start shooting at it? Oh, yep, that checks out. It's also why I'm actually not allowed at the disco anymore. Oh, that sounds concerning. It is. So how does this game wrap up? Well, after battling through all the planets and the asteroid belts, you finally end up at Andros's main mothership. Oh, kind of like Star Wars and the Death Star. Oh, almost 100% like that. Anyway, once you fight your way in, you have to get all the way down to the core. Oh, and he has some kind of like a giant ship or maybe like a massive robot to battle. A giant face. A giant face? Yeah, a giant face that spits rectangles at you. A giant face that shoots shapes at you, not missiles or... Yeah, a lot of geometry and such. Okay, so you blow up this face and then what? And then you see the Andros Cube. Okay, now we're talking. So what's up with this Andros Cube? It's a cube with pictures of Andros on every side. And floats around. And... eventually builds another face around it. Another face. Yeah, but this time it's a bull face. Wait, what was the first face? Like a people face. Like a man face. So you're saying in a universe full of animals, the final boss's first form is a human face. Turns out man was the most terrifying creature of all. But the bull face. Oh yeah. I guess it was the bull. It was the most terrifying creature of all. So what happens after you blow up the bull face? You regroup at the last moment, meet up with your squad, check in, and then fly into the sunset. Sunset. Of space. Yeah. And where were your friends during this conflict? I don't know. Not important. In fact, where the heck are they in the rest of the game when they're not being shot at? Not important. Well, there is no doubt that this game is the most technically impressive thing I have ever seen. And will ever see. But I don't know if this Fox character is going to have the staying power we want. Hey, so you have a game idea? Yes, sir, and I think you're going to love it. Good, because I swear to God, if I have to hear one more thing about a plumber jumping on turtles, I'm going to lose it. Yeah, we need a mascot. We need something like real cool. I mean, we need something rad. We need something that speaks to the youth. You know, something timeless. Yeah, well, something that's in your face, but could also be your best friend. Oh, you ready now? Yeah, I'm ready now. So I'm thinking of an action platformer starring a high-speed, very bright-colored rodent. Yeah, I'm thinking like a really fast purple weasel or something. Why would it be a fast rodent? Or, I mean, especially a weasel. And even if it was, what would you call him? Wisher the Weasel? Pass. Maybe Swifty the Speed Rat? Pass. Jimmy the Jet Gerbil? Hard pass. But hey, what about that cool blue thing that was kind of hanging off the rearview mirror in the that arcade game? A Rad Mobile. He was kind of cool, right? You mean Maurice the Hedgehog? His name was Maurice? Mm-hmm. Why? The creator really liked the Steve Miller Band. Huh. Well, he needs a new name. Anyway, he's super fast and jumps on robots and fights like a 50 to 60-year-old man named Dr. Robotnik. Why does he fight an old man? Because it's the old man who's making the robots. So? Making them out of other animals. Oh my god, what? Yeah, he takes the other animals, turns them into robots, and when Maurice jumps on them, they explode. And this saves the animals. Yeah, the animal just flies out of the debris. So the animal's just inside the robot. And is the animal piloting the robot? Why doesn't the animal who's piloting the robot just fight Dr. Eggman? No, the animal's just inside. But the animal is just inside. Okay. Anyway, Maurice just blows through levels. He can turn into a ball, tear through enemies, and collect a ton of rings. Rings. Oh yeah, definitely not coins. Rings. And these let him get hit. What, are they magic or something? No, but when he gets hit, the rings just fly everywhere, practically covering the whole screen. Why? I don't know. Slippery fingers, I guess. Old Butterhands Maurice. I'm telling you. But hey, if you grab another one of those rings you lost, you can actually take another hit. That seems kind of easy. Yeah, you wish. What was that? Yeah, so Maurice is just going to jet through the first stage, at the speed of sound, using the Sega's blast processing. It's what? I didn't know the Sega could what? Yeah, no, we made it up for marketing. Won't that seem kind of misleading? No, it sounds cool as hell. It does sound cool as hell. And then you're going to get to the second level, which slows down to a very tedious crawl, where you're going to go through underground caves of lava. Magma. And wait, hold on. Are you saying that level 2 is some kind of slow crawl through an underground maze of death? Isn't that, counterintuitive to the whole concept? And also, if you collect 50 rings and get to the end of a stage, you get to unlock a bonus stage. Oh, that's cool. So what's this bonus stage all about? It's like an acid-induced fever dream where you can change the polarity of time and space through a kaleidoscope of reality. And through your mastery of this cosmos, you can make your way to the end of the labyrinth where you collect one of the 6 Chaos Emeralds. Oh, okay. What do the 6 Chaos Emeralds do? Oh, nothing. What? Yeah, you need 7 Chaos Emeralds to do stuff. Why aren't there 7 Chaos Emeralds then? Well, there's only 6 zones before the final zone, so... So why are we collecting them if they don't do anything? Oh, well, if you don't, when you beat the game, Dr. Robotnik says, you better collect all the Chaos Emeralds. Oh, that makes sense. He really is a bossy guy. Speaking of, if this guy's making all these robots, he has to have some incredible bosses, right? Oh, yeah, and he personally operates them all. Oh, so what kind of bosses are we talking here? Yeah, so the first boss is a small hover car with a ball that swings back and forth underneath him while he flies back and forth. A swinging ball. Yeah, like a wrecking ball. And you what, knock it back at him or something? No, you jump on him. Why would he not just, fly out of your reach? Or better yet, fly out of your reach with a gun? Well, okay. So what else does he have? Yeah, well, the second boss, he has a small hover car that drops fire on you and flies back and forth. Let me guess. Low enough for you to jump on him. Low enough to jump on him. Jesus, what else? Well, the third boss is actually a small hover car with a spike on the bottom that tries to stab Maurice, and he flies back and forth. Does he make anything that's not some stupid hovercraft that flies back and forth within jumping range of our hyperspeed mutant rodent? Well, the final boss is different. Okay, how? You know, the pistons of an engine? Yeah. Well, like that, but he lives in them. Why? Well, there's a laser cannon on the wall that's just shooting at you non-stop, and the only way to put an end to it is to hit Dr. Robotnik when he comes up in the piston thingies. Why would he even do that? Why wouldn't he be watching from a control room or something? Well, he has to pop up to laugh at you. How else are you going to know if he's the bad guy? Okay, so what happens after you beat him while he's riding in these piston thingies? Well, he actually tries to escape in his hover car, but then you jump on him, blowing it up, and then fall back down to Earth. Well, that's violent. And then you run past all of your animal friends, and the 6 Chaos Emeralds glow and then disappear. Then Maurice shakes his head in confusion. Big same. And then he jumps at the screen to tell you that he's number 1. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The more I hear the name Maurice, the more I want to puncture my eardrums. There's nothing cool, there's nothing tood about Maurice. My grandpa is named Maurice. Well, what do you want to call him? Is there anything else that's specific to his character? I don't know, something we can play off of. He likes chili dogs. Chili dogs, huh? I wonder if we can work a brand deal. With who? Hey, so you have a game idea? Yes, sir, and I think you're gonna love it. Well, you did knock it out of the park with that Mario fellow. I mean, who knew that a plumber saving a princess was gonna take off like that? Well, I was thinking about a young hero that's going off to rescue a princess that has been captured by the great evil of the land. And this hero, is he like an electrician or something? No. He... Gardener? Road worker? Does he ship freight? Why would he? Is he forklift certified? What? No, he's just a young hero that is going out to save the princess who is captured by a great evil who has taken over the land. So he's not a tradesman. No, he's just a young hero. He's not quite a knight yet, but in many ways he's kind of the surrogate for you. Really, you are filling the shoes of this nameless hero who's going out to challenge a great evil and face massive uncertainty in a world unknown. Oh, wow, that's pretty heavy. Yes, sir, I definitely wanted to add some weight to your quest when you're out here trying to vanquish this great evil that has taken over the land. So this great terror, is he like some kind of like Dark Knight or some kind of tyrant of unfathomable power? He's a pig. A pig. Yeah, a little piggy pig. What the fuck? Oh, I mean, he's like a magical pig. He has a spear and a cape. He like, I don't know, maybe like turn into bats or something. Sure, so how does this adventure start? You just pop into the world and off you go. Off you go. Yeah, you can go north, south, east, west. I mean, you could go into the cave that's on the first screen. So you can go anywhere you want. Like, there's no sense of urgency. Like, which direction takes you to the nearest pig wizard? Yeah, but you'll probably want to go into the cave first. And what if you don't go in the cave? You'll probably die. I mean, you won't have any weapons or anything, so... So, we're actually just giving players the illusion of choice? We are giving them the illusion of choice. Okay, so what's in this cave? Some kind of trials that maybe like explore the lore of the world, maybe gear you up for everything you're gonna need to save the princess? Nah, it's an old man. An old man, like a sage who's gonna warn you of the great perils and tell you how to explore the land? Yeah, kinda. Well, he just says it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and he hands you a sword. He just gives a kid a sword. Well, I mean, it is dangerous to go alone. Does he even know this kid? He's just like some homeless vagrant who lives in a cave handing out swords to children? I mean, no explanation. It's just, here you go, kid, don't die. Well, he doesn't say don't die. Oh, even better. Anyway, now that you have the sword, you can slash at monsters, and if your health is full, you can even shoot lasers at them. Why can you shoot lasers when your health is full? And before you know it, you're off to your first dungeon. Okay, hey, that's neat. Hey, so what's the first dungeon called? It's called the Eagle, because it's shaped like an eagle. That checks out. So at the end of the first dungeon, will you fight like a giant bird or something? No, a dragon. Well, that seems like a missed opportunity. At the end, you get a piece of the sacred Triforce. Oh, what's that? It's a magical power that you need to defeat Ganon. You're actually going to be completing the piece of the Triforce known as the Piece of Wisdom. So I guess the Triforce is broken into, what 3 pieces? 8, actually. Of course. So what else do these dungeons do to challenge you on your quest? Oh, lots of complicated puzzles. Like what? Kill all the stuff in a room, or push a block left, or light a candle? Wow, sounds engaging. Well, it's the monsters you gotta watch out for. They've actually stolen keys that you need to open up all the doors in the dungeon. Like, what kind of monsters are we talking here? Keys. I know what you're trying to get, but what are the monsters that are keeping them from you? The keys. Yeah, I get it. Oh, oh no, the monsters are called keys. Well, that's confusing. What are they? Bats. Why not call them bats? Or literally... anything else. Yeah. What else is there? Well, sometimes you have to fight snakes called rope. You could be fighting wizards. They're called wizrobes. And sometimes you'll be fighting these giant hands that fall down from the ceiling. And what are they called? Ceiling palms? I mean, everything's like named after what they look like or what they're wearing. Wall masters. What? But like I said, there are 8 pieces to the Triforce of Wisdom, so you have to complete 8 dungeons. Okay, so how do you get to these dungeons? Oh, most of them you just kind of walk right in. I mean, they're just kind of scattered all over Hyrule. Most? Yeah, I mean, some of them require you to get like an item from a previous dungeon, like a raft to go over to like an island, or maybe a bracelet that can help you lift a giant rock. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I mean, it kind of gives you like a sense of progression, you know, a sense of kind of evolution throughout the story. Yeah, and one dungeon's gonna be under a bush that you gotta light on fire with the candle. Okay, and how do you know to do that? You just gotta do it, you know, test the waters. Have you burned any bushes before this point? Oh god, no, we don't want like activists on our case. So how would you know to... And after you beat the 8 dungeons, it's time to go up to the top of Death Mountain and put an end to Ganon's evil reign. The Pig Wizard? Oh yeah, and he's actually armed with the Triforce of Power. Ah, dang, I'd imagine you want the Triforce of Power over the Triforce of Wisdom. I mean, it's like a jock beating up a nerd. That is exactly what it's like. So how do you beat this sorcerer with the MacGuffin of Power? Well, he flies around and shoots magic at you, and you just kind of slash him with your sword. A Demon King Wizard Pig who flies around shooting fireballs is beaten just by a regular old sword. Well, it was dangerous to go alone. And after a couple hits, you shoot him with an arrow, and he explodes, and you get the Triforce of Power. Like you even needed it. Then you can go save the princess. And is she holding the last piece of the Triforce? The what? The last piece of the Triforce. You know, like power, wisdom, and whatever else. Why would there be another piece of the Triforce? Because it's called the Triforce. And so far, we only have 2 pieces. So, there are only 2 pieces. Then it's more like the Die-Force. And then you and the princess hold up the 2 pieces of the Triforce, and you are praised as the hero. Well, besides some of the nonsensical enemy names and this whole Triforce debacle, I mean, this game sounds pretty good. What do you think about naming it? The Legend of Zelda. I thought you were supposed to be representing the player. Your name is Zelda? No, the princess's name is Zelda. Your name is canonically Link. My initial statement stands, but also, why would we be naming the game after, like, a character you only see at the very last screen of it? I mean, wouldn't this game be better named like The Adventure of Link? I mean, like, that's who you are playing the whole time. This is Link's story. Nah, it won't be confusing. And what if in the future we decide to make a game where you play as the princess? I mean, what are we going to call that one? The Legend of Link? There probably won't be a game where you play as Zelda. Hey, so you have a game idea for me? Yes, sir, and I think you're gonna love it. Oh, great, because the Super Nintendo is just crushing it in the 16-bit market. I mean, the sprite work you guys can do is phenomenal. Well, if you love the sprites you've been seeing, you're gonna love this new concept. We call it pre-rendered graphics. Pre-rendered graphics. Oh yeah, so we take like a 3D model, it's really detailed, and then we kind of take a picture of it, a snapshot in time, if you will. Then we line these bad boys up, kind of stop motion animate it, and it looks like you got a 3D game. Damn, hey, that's pretty dope. So we're gonna be using this on our flagship character, right, Mario? Kinda. Kinda? Yeah, more like Mario adjacent. Mario adjacent. Yeah, we're thinking about bringing back Donkey Kong. The giant ape who stole Mario's girlfriend and like wrecked skyscrapers and almost got us sued by Universal? The very same. Okay, so what's he stealing this time? Mario's dog? No. In this game, you're going to play as Donkey Kong. Why would I want to play as this burglar? I mean, I feel like I would actively not want to play as the villain. Ah, you see, in this game, you are not the burglar, you are the burgled. Oh, well, in that case, I feel bad for Donkey Kong. In fact, I've immediately forgiven his past transgressions. What's been stolen from him? Like his son, DK Jr.? No, all the bananas from his banana hoard have been stolen. His banana hoard? Like he hoards all the bananas away from the other animals? And you're sure he's still not the bad guy? It's actually been stolen by an evil captain crocodile named King K. Rool, along with his crew of crocodiles and a bunch of other animals. Why would crocodiles want bananas? I don't know, maybe they just hate him. Well, he is a previously known villain. He probably did something terrible to them, like steal their girlfriends or destroy all their property or something, so... But Donkey Kong isn't alone. He has a whole cast of friends, including a smaller, quicker monkey that he teams up with. His son, right? DK Jr.? No, it's actually his partner, Diddy Kong. He's less of an ape and more of like a chimpanzee. What about his son? Not important. And there's Cranky Kong. He's kind of like a crotchety old grandpa. You know, he always tells you how he did it way better back in his day. He's also really heavily implied to be the original Donkey Kong from the arcade game. But you're Donkey Kong. And his name is Cranky Kong. There's also like a super hot Kong that helps you save the game. She's real thin, long legs, blows kisses at you every time you jump in. And her name is Candy Kong. I feel like having a super hot anthropomorphic animal might mess some kids up in the future. Yeah, probably. Wait, and you said her name was Candy Kong? Yeah. And she's real flirty with Donkey Kong. Yeah, it's kind of like a potential, kind of ambiguous love situation. Is it not weird that they all have the same name? I mean, like, I'm assuming that Cranky and DK and Diddy Kong are all related, so... I mean... And last but not least, there's Funky Kong, who's a crude dude with attitude who lets you fly world to world in his crazy airplane barrel while listening to the jamminest jam of all time. Airplane... barrel. Oh yeah, barrels play a huge role in the game. In fact, like when you get hit, your partner will be trapped in a barrel. You can also pick up barrels and throw them at enemies. Like he did in the old game. Yeah, and he can shoot out of barrels. What? Yeah, like a cannon. You know, they fly around, they spin, and you can shoot them across the map. And throughout this adventure, you're gonna go through a ton of different levels, from jungles to caves to Roman temples to factories, even underwater. What kind of place has all those biomes together? I mean, a Roman temple next to a factory? Donkey Kong Island. What? Yeah, it's an island that basically covers every kind of terrain you'd want in a video game, all kind of wrapped into a mountain that's shaped like Donkey Kong's head. Huh. Wait, how are underwater levels gonna work? I mean, apes can't breathe underwater. Neither can people, but Mario did it. Fair. Well, I guess it does make sense having a lot of underwater levels, especially since crocodiles are the main enemy. Oh, they aren't in the underwater levels. No, it's more like just like clams and sharks and like these octopus that'll like just chase you relentlessly. No crocodiles. In the water. No. They're mainly land enemies. They're out there with all sorts of other stuff, from beavers to armadillos to giant bees to even vultures that spit coconuts. God, does every animal on this island hate Donkey Kong? Wait, spits coconuts? No, DK has a few animal friends that he can ride. There's like a rhino and a swordfish and even a giant frog. Rides on them? Yeah, and he smashes them into secret walls and enemies. Wait, so full recap. You're playing as former kidnapper and property destroyer Donkey Kong, who's like unsurmountable wealth has just been stolen from him by all the animals who are forced to live on an island, which he has utterly destroyed to form into his own image as a defiance to God. The same Donkey Kong who now forces the very few animals that are not against him to be his like mounts, to ride them through levels and what? To hook up with like one of his relatives? I mean the pre-rendered graphics though. Well, those do look sharp. And if you think the enemies look good, you're gonna love how the bosses look. Oh, so what are the bosses like? Well, actually they're just giant versions of the enemies. That's it? Oh yeah, it's like super easy to make. You just take like a regular enemy and then take like the size bar and increase it to like 300%. So how do you beat him? You jump on their head like 5 times, except for King K. Rool. And how many hits does he take? 3. He is the final boss. Why does it only take 3 hits to beat him? Well, he's kind of overweight and out of shape, and after 3 hits, he just kind of falls over, and then the credits start rolling. That's anticlimactic. Yeah? What? Until you notice the credits are nonsensical and he gets back up and then the music changes to the sickest song you've ever heard in your life. So good that your ears catch fire. What? Yeah, and then you gotta hit him like 6 more times while like these massive cannonballs are falling from space and he's jumping like 100 feet in the air. I mean, it's like sick as hell. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that actually sounds pretty sick. Oh, it's gonna be, except for the kids who like aren't paying attention and like turn off the game or, set down the controller not thinking that those were the real credits. Yeah, well, they'll only need to learn that lesson once. This whole pre-rendered 3D graphics thing sounds pretty slick. I wonder if we could double dip, maybe make like a 3D animated TV show at the same time.